10 years ago, 1993, we had 3 600-pound bench presses at Westside Barbell. 2003, we now have 25 official 600s, plus 6 people over 700 officially. Kenny Patterson at one time was the lightest person ever to bench 700. He benched 701 at 238 pounds. Kenny, also at 22 years old, was the youngest ever to bench 700 pounds. George Halbert elapsed that body weight bench when he benched 733, weighing 215. We've held world records at 132, then all time, not federation. Then from 198 through to 308s, and this is subject to change because Fred Bolt, we intend, will break the 181-pound world record.
When I'm looking for you, your favorite can of loyal. I'm red up, that's what we had, but my head just is full of red stuff. I can't cover. Black behind you, shot by the collar. Bullets survive you, shot you, nigga. If I was you, nigga, I'd run while giving a chance. Understand, I can enhance the feeling of man. Can't hurt me, just as long as I ain't alone, that really help me. You ain't ready to speak thoughts that I talk. Be smart, stop trying to walk on these walls before we spark. Come on, while we playing solo war with your life. Brother talking the mic, I'd rather fuck a whore tonight. You know that shit that Florida is like. High competition, broad daylight, man, you're a quarter of my face. All day, sophisticated. We just hit the neighbors, push the razors. Y'all don't want war, y'all want talk. At the door, doors on the walk like those. Take a little trip down memory lane. Been longer than anyone in the game, and I ain't got to lie about my age. Fuck you, man. We don't belong in my multiple name. And don't think, don't read the little interviews and see what you're saying. I'm a giant, and I ain't got to win until I'm born. I see you, I'ma slap on you and not ignore it. Take my community with a bunch of little mini crews running around the backyard, doing moves. Over 80 records sold. Now they have to do it with 10 or 11-year-olds. What you say is what you say. Say how you say it whenever you say it. Just remember how you say it. When you play it, to make you dry your tongue. I strike my gun, get drunk by fucking right and twice at once and die and come back as vanilla ice and sun. And walk around the rest of my life filled and kicked and hit with shit every time I stop. Like R. Kelly, you do this fucking cry comes on. More pain inside my brain in the eyes of a little girl inside of a plane. Aiming the world train, standing on running grave, screaming at the sky of my gas, Clyde Fabulous and Honey J. And that's pretty much the gist of it. There's the bit when the kid loving. We don't never need a hit that Susie.
Alright folks, what you just witnessed is the speed day or the dynamic method. Dynamic method meaning sub-maximum weights of maximal speed. We featured two lifters here, Amy Weisberger, who's done a 336 bench at 132, and recently she's made 365 in the gym as she's moving up to 148. But you notice Amy used 135 pounds in the miniband. At the chest it's approximately 40 pounds and at the lockout 85. 8 or 9 sets, pretty close grips with these, and that workout's completed. Then what Amy did, she moved into dumbbell presses. I believe she used 70 pounds. She got 22 reps. I think was a record for it. Then she did another set, got about 16. And then we just went ahead and focused in on Fred Bolt. Now Fred's made 585 in the 181 pound class. And after Fred used 185 or 205, and for his triples with the mini band, the same tension, 40 in the bottom, 85 at the chest. When Fred was done, he moved into the dumbbell presses. He got, I believe, 33 reps with 100-pound dumbbells, which was a record. Then he did another set. Then he moved into tricep extensions, rollback style. He did quite a few sets of those, and some tricep extensions with the elbows out to the side. That really hits the triceps at the elbow insertions. Then some lat work and some lat pulls to the face, and rear and side delts. He completed that, and that was the end of this workout. So that's just one type. You'll notice throughout this tape that you can mix and match the exercises when you're finished. All right, let's move into the second workout now. All right, now what you just saw was another speed workout. This time we had three of the bigger boys in the gym. You saw Paul Childers visiting here. Paul's got a 690 bench, not to forget a 25-25 total in the 308s. Mike Ruggiero has a 660 pound bench and a 2502 total. So these are quite accomplished lifters. And also John Stafford, who has a 690 bench in the 275s and a 2415. And so you see, these are full power lifters here, just like Amy Weisberger. Amy at present holds the world record total in the 123s and 132s, and she's planning on doing the 148s. All right, they use chains. While the other group used bands, they use chains. They use 3 sets, approximately 100 pounds of chain at the lockout. Most of it deloads in the bottom, and that works as a reactive method, just like the bands do. You notice Mike Ruggiero had a band wrapped around his wrist. When he does that, it causes him to stretch the band, causing external rotation, building up the delts, and also making the triceps work harder. Whenever you bench, we'll get into technique later, but always try to stretch the bar. All right? So after that, they did some board presses. They use the higher the board you use, the more triceps and less other muscles. They were using 4 and 5 boards to do their tricep work. Then a lot of side delt work, you'll notice, and then some pulls to the face, and that pretty much conclude that workout. Remember, every time you just mix and max. Whatever you want to put in these workouts, pick a couple lat exercises, a couple tricep, a couple delt, a couple upper back. Push them hard, very hard. So after a week or two, you have to switch to some new ones. This is a conjugate training system. You will constantly increase your strength by doing this. All right, folks, that concludes the speed workouts. Now we're going to move into the max effort workouts. Always talk about spots. Easy. That's warm up, baby. Come on, Fred. Come on.
Let's go, Fred.
Easy. Oh, you.
Let's go, Fred.
Hey. God, wait.
Come on. Come on, Fred. Come on, man. Come on. Sharp.
Go.
Finish it. Come on.
Out here. Get tight now. Tight. Squeeze. Press. Go. Come on, Fred. Let's do this. Let's go.
Come on, get out of there. Come on now.
Clear, man. Come on.
Squeeze the bar, Fred. Come on. Let's go, Fred.
Out of here. Out of here.
Come on.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Let's go, Fred.
Hit it. Squeeze. Go.
There's nothing to grab over this thing. Let's go, Fred. You don't ever repeat that shit. You can't tell me a fucking thing. You can't tell him anything personal. Get that man. Come on now, Fred. Come on now.
Hit it. Stay tight. Get it. Stay tight.
Elbows in. Come on. Elbows in.
It's all right.
Elbows in, Fred. Come on now.
Tight.
Come on.
Real tight. Use that ball. Tight. Hit it. Squeeze. Tight. Hit it. Strong. Easy, man.
Go, Fred. Come on, Bill.
Easy. Come on. Tight. Strong man. Here you go. Tight man.
One minute. Come on.
Tight. Squeeze that bar. Tight man.
Elbows in.
Grab. Now this segment of the tape is entitled Max Effort Workouts. That's exactly what we do. We max out every week. But unlike a lot of people that use progressive gradual overload, we just select a new exercise every week. You see, when you use weights at 90% and above for 3 weeks, you will go backwards. That's why every week we use the conjugate method and switch exercises. You notice that was Fred Bolt working out there. Fred has a 551 bench at 165 and 584 at 181 pounds. He's actually benched the world records twice in his classes, but actually got him turned down, so he's close to the world record, and we intend on him breaking it into 181 in the near future. Right off the bat, Fred did floor press for you, and this time he used 4 sets of chain. His best previously was 340 pounds. He worked up to a record 345, which is pretty strong, and then he attempted 360, missed, and then we stopped at that point because Fred's getting ready to go to a meet as a warm-up for the Bash for Cash, September 25th, 2004, in Florida. And so as you see, Fred basically did one weight at 315, and then took the record 345 and tried one more. We normally do 3 weights, one of roughly 90% like a warm-up, a last warm-up. Then we either come close to a record or a record and one more and stop. Make it or miss, you should stop. By our calculations, the data over the last 20 years, it seems to work out best. If you try more lifts than that, you're actually taking a chance of getting hurt. Because of the tape, we will show exercises later, but Fred, actually, after he did the floor press, he first worked his triceps. He did tricep barbell extensions to the throat this time. Then he worked his lats with chest-supported rows, and some T-bar rows, some inverted flies, and some upright rows, and some hammer curls, and that concluded that workout. All right, now we're going to move into a second max effort workout. All right, folks, here we go again. This time, again, Fred Bolt demonstrates, and this time he demonstrates the board press, 5 board press to be precise. When working the triceps, 4 or 5 boards work best. It isolates the triceps and takes all the other muscle groups out, and also including using momentum. Fred worked up to 545. It was fairly easy, and that was the end of that workout. Again, his best was 560, but this was the last workout. It was 2 weeks before he used to take a weight at a contest. So we start to taper back or go into a delayed transformation phase with Fred at this point. And after he did that, he worked his triceps lightly. Then the week before, he did lighter lat work, lighter delt, rear and side delts, and then upper back work, and then that was finished, a little bit of hammer curls, and that was it. We're not going to show all the spatial exercises. We'll have a segment where I'll show a few exercises at the end because every one is slightly different. And we'll get into that later. It'll be entitled Spatial Exercises. But right now, folks, let's go ahead and wrap this up and get ready for another max effort workout.
Lord, you look good in that thong.
Which one?
Come on, come on. Get wait.
Are you gonna do single reps?
Come on, Jeremiah.
Let's go, Greg.
Come on.
Tight, beat that bar. Get it. Get it. One more. Right.
Come on, Tom.
Come on, man. Easy.
Come on, Tom. Come on, man.
Easy way, man.
Outside.
Drive. Oh, yeah. Get it. Come on. Right through that hole. Speed. Hey, have you heard how Gary's doing? He healed up from that. I don't know.
Come on, Tom.
Let's go, Tom. Come on. Let's go. Easy.
Let's go, Tom. Crawford goes in the mud basket.
Come on, man. Last speed.
Come on.
Come on, Tony.
Come on, Johnny.
Let's go. Drive.
Come on.
Outside. Get it outside.
Stay tight.
Come on. Let's go.
Come on.
Easy. Man, you can double it.
Thanks, Ben.
Wait, me and Chester been coming in here and make sure we take my bar sheet. I don't believe that. You know what I'm saying? And that's, but that other one, probably, just one, you know, for that kid.
What you want now? Same way. I want to take the leg.
Okay, thanks a lot. See that. You thought you want to do that? You thought this place took.
I don't know. I mean, 9 o'clock when we start, and all this speed extra. To be there, can't be there.
Let's go.
Keep your elbows in. And try to push out that way. Push your hands out that way.
Let's go.
Okay.
Stay under. There you go.
Probably just record it. No, I didn't record it.
Come on.
Stay tight.
Wait, count. Yeah. I got a mic. Who is that? You got his Mustang back or something? He needs a bicep, man.
Go down.
Shut up here. Sure, sure.
Let's go.
Hold on. Come on, man. Shut in here. Come on. Come on. Hey. Come on, Jack. Oh.
Hit it. Well, there goes my light manager.
Shut up here.
Get it. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Come back there, Mike. Push yourself in the fence.
Please.
There it is.
Go.
Push in the fence.
Hey.
Come on.
Get it. All right.
I'm done.
Let's go. Stay under.
Shut up here.
It's easy to do this.
Come on. Shut up here.
Let's go.
Let's go. There you go.
Come on, Tony.
Hit.
Get
Hit.
it.
Come on. Come on.
I don't know how. They lower it like that.
All right, folks, what you just witnessed today's max effort workout was a band press. That was a light band double over our power rack. It's 200 pounds at the top. First, John Stafford, or Chester, who is a 690-pound bencher, plus he totals 2415 at 275s. He worked up to 2 reps with 315 and missed the third. And then Tony, who's a 585 bencher, made 315 for 1 rep, and he missed 340. And then Geronimo worked up to 340 for a single, and Geronimo's done a 605 bench. And then Matt Smith, who's actually lifting, this is Wednesday, he was just taking a little workout, taking a little easy meet this week at the Iron House Classic. So Matt just worked up to 5 reps with 275, and Matt has made a 677 bench press as a super heavy, of course, and he's total 2502. And so then after that, they went over and decided to do some chain lockouts, as you saw. They started with 315, did some reps, worked their way up, small reps, 5 reps, worked down. Till the end, they got a couple reps with 585 at the end. That concluded the workout with the barbell. Then they went into barbell or dumbbell extensions and heavy ones, working up to about 75 pounds for 5 sets and 10 reps. Then they did some rear and side delt raises, some lat works, they did some T-bar rows and some chest supported rows, and some hammer curls, and that was pretty much it. All right, now I hope you're getting the drift of these workouts. Every workout is slightly different. Each week we switch the main exercise. That way we can train 100% plus all year long. This is the conjugate training method. Everything is basically like a bench press, but it's not a bench press. That way if they break a record, they feel good about themselves and they're stronger. If they miss, so what? It was a band press or a board press. Who cares? You have to take this type of attitude. But if you make a record, you got to convince yourself you're stronger. If you break records in the board press and the floor press and the rack press and all these different type exercises, and your extensions go up and your lat work goes up, and you go to the meet and you don't make a record, it's got to be in your head. All right, let's close this tape up and get ready for the next workout.
Come on, tight. Come on. Come on, Fred. Sounds good. Come on, Bo. Let's go, Fred. Big air. You start, come on. All right, man. Come on. Get it, right.
Go.
Right.
Scary. I see you over there looking at me. That's why I get it.
Had to get that. Come on, Doc.
Come on.
Go, Donkey.
Come on.
Yeah.
Push it. Yeah.
There you go.
Come on, Tony.
Let's go, Tom. Let's go, Tom.
Go easy.
Come on now.
Come on. Get it.
Good.
Yeah. Hey, Matt. Come on.
Go, Matt. Come on, Matt. Go.
Come on, man. Come on now.
Come on, Matt.
Come on.
Come on. Let's go.
Come on, tight.
Good.
Come on, Matt.
VR.
Go, Fred.
VR. Come on.
Come on, Fred. Stay tight now. Stay up, Fred.
Come on, Fred.
Shove it. Come on.
Let's go, Freddie.
Come on now. Come on, Fred. There you go, man.
Hit.
Come on, bring it down right.
Let's go, Doc.
Come on now. Pull that bar back.
Come on, Pete.
Come on, Doc. Come on.
Let's go, Doc.
Come on, tight.
Hit.
Yeah.
Let's go, Tom.
Go, Tony.
Let's go.
Be tight. Pull that bar back.
Let's go.
Easy.
Pull that bar back.
That's a momentum move.
Come on, Matt.
Definitely. It's all good. I'll say 60. Come on, man. Let's go. Let's go, man. Yeah, come on.
Come on, man. Go, man.
Let's go, man.
Time.
Hey.
Yeah. Next time. Come on, eat.
Hey, Doc.
Good tight, good tight.
Come on, Doc.
Come on, tight, tight.
Hey. Pick my butt up.
Come on. Pull that bar, come on. Come on, tight, tight. Go!
Let's go.
Come on.
Hit, 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 hit.
Go, Matt.
Let's go, man.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
You got this. Let's go, man.
Come on, man.
Let's go, man.
Time. Got it.
All right, what you just witnessed was the lighting method. The bands at the top cradle the weights, and with the strongest bands, the blue bands and jump stretch, it reduces the load at the chest 155 pounds. For close back shirts, most people will bench exactly what they bench in that lighting method. First of all, Fred Bolt actually got a PR today. This is Wednesday. He just lifted over the weekend, bench 575, exactly what he made here. But Fred's not in very good shape, and he's getting ready for the Bash for Cash in 1 month, September 25th in Orlando. Next up, Matt Smith missed 645, which is record 655, but he's not prepared to do that. But he did come back off camera and make the 645. So that's good. And Matt lifted over the weekend, just 3 days before. And then Marlon, the black gentleman, made 545. That was a PR for him. And at the meet, he's beginning here at Westside. He made a 510 bench pretty easy. And Doc missed 605 for a PR, and Tony missed 610 for a PR. And Doc also was in the meet and barely missed a 625 bench there. Tony did not lift in the meet. And last was Chester, who is a 690 bencher, feeling under the weather, so he only worked up to 545, and he stopped at that point. And after that, they did dumbbell presses on the incline, then tricep extension with a straight bar, T-bar rows, and some rear and side delts, and that concluded their workout. Later on in this tape, there will be a section for nothing but special workouts after either the dynamic or the max effort workout. That way you can choose them yourself, any variety you want, and to go with either workout, the dynamic or the max effort. Every 2 or 3 weeks you will have to switch these exercises because they will begin to fail. But if you push as hard as you can, you have to switch exercises, and that's the key. When one starts to fail, you start another up. When it starts to fail, you start another one up for the tris or the delts or the lats or the upper back. And that way, constantly, year in, year out, you slowly but surely make progress. All right, folks, I'm going to conclude this section here. We'll get ready for another max effort workout.
Not chocolate.
motherfucking song, nigga. That's just the intro. Get it on the shit, bitch.
Let's go.
Keep rolling. Come on.
Go jail.
Come on. Go ahead. Hold on.
All right, listen to me now, all right? Good, you're strong, good. Let's go, come on. Heels up, belly up, heels down, heels down, heels down, heels down, heels.
Hey, check this out. This is what does be. Hey, hey, Corleone.
Set it up right. Set it up right. Strong arm, come on.
Watch out.
Go. Sweet, baby.
Hold out strong. Go.
Press. Push again. Come on, Zach. Sunset. Full Zach.
Go, Zach.
Come on. Gotta get rolling out the top. Come on. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Head up. Head up. Head up. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Your words tight. Come on. Come on.
Go, Jim. Go, Jim.
Go, Jim.
Go, Jim. Come on. Set up. Take your time, Jim. Set up. Take your time.
Come on. Right there. Come on.
Come down. Come on. Look out. Look out.
Press. Go, Jim. Come on, Jim. Good. Lock down, motherfucker. Full jail.
That'll be right now. Come on.
Right now. Sit jail. Come on.
Set it up right.
Let's go now. Full jail.
Lower razor. Lower razor. Heels down. Heels down.
Press.
Watch out.
Go, Chuck.
Go, Chuck.
Come on, Chuck.
Last time. Set up right. Strong arm. Hold it. Strong. Good. Get in there.
Press. Push again. Push out.
That's where you want it. Come on, Zach.
Hey, Zach.
Set it up right. Set it up right.
Come on, Zach. Come on. Come on.
Press.
Get it.
Almost got to the point where you can
Hey, Zach. Zach.
belt choke. Come on, here we go.
Come on, Jill. Sit, Jill. Come on. Come on. Eat.
Set it up right.
Come on, Jill.
Time. Pull. Those. Don't do not move. Belt. Right there. Good.
Go on, man. Come on.
Over the rings. Hit it. You're good. You're good. Do it right now. Come on. Your feet.
Come on.
Do it right.
Come on,
Where is it? Come on, jail.
Guide me. Hold it. Now heels. Now heels and belly. Get yourself up the bar.
Got it.
Up the bar. Up the bar.
Press. Push it. Push it. Squeeze.
Squeeze.
All right, folks, what you saw here was a board press workout. Today the guys, of course, warmed up without benchers to a point. Many times they'll work out to a max without a bencher, but today they use their shirts. And they did various boards. You notice they went from 4 boards to 3 to 2 to 1 and so forth. Zach Kudak's at 275. He made 675 on 2 boards. That's a record for Zach. Jim Warner made 700 pounds on 1 board, and that's a record for him. Chuck Vogelpohl is not quite ready for a meet. He worked up to 545, and then he missed 585. And Mike Ruggiero just come back from surgery, so he's far from being ready to compete, but he tried. And you notice that we're not afraid to miss weights. When it's called max effort, it means that. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to make the weight. And then J.L. Hoagland, now you notice he worked on boards, then went down and he finished on boards with 675. Then he couldn't quite touch his chest at 735, and then he did touch his chest with 765 and benched that up. You notice the forms, you see some guys with their feet out and some tucked under. When you tuck your feet under, there's a lot of pros and cons. If you tuck your feet under, it can be very damaging to your neck vertebrae. I've seen people with bulging and herniated discs by driving your head into the bench. I used to speak about this type of training years ago and realized myself that it was damaging to my neck vertebrae. Actually, it caused me, I believe, to get a new shoulder socket replacement. And I just recently had this done in 2004. One of the problems with that style of benching, yes, you shorten your stroke. Most large men use that style because they're already large, they have short arms. You also notice when you compare their deadlifts, they don't have a deadlift. You'll have super heavyweights, you can't pull 650 pounds to use that style. And so also you have no leg drive. There's things you can consider. You can use 2 different styles. And like I said, it's very rough on the lower back if you're a full lifter. In this gym, mostly are full lifters. And some people also get very good on boards. They tweak the shirt and tweak the shirt to touch 3, 2, and 1 board, but they can't touch their chest. And the name of the game, last time I went to meet, you have to touch your chest. And another method of benching is when you raise your head. That's the method I actually use, and George Howard, and Kenny Patterson, and Fred Bolt, and guys like Bill Carpenter, for instance, many world record holders, even Gene Rushledge. When he benches, he raises his head and picks his shoulders up. Why? Because this causes a cantilever effect. If you've ever wrestled and done an underhook, when you pick the head up, the head starts first. You roll your shoulders into the man, then pick them up and beel them over your head, for instance. And to me, it's the most biomechanically fit position. When you bench press and you lower the bar down, and the bar is approximately 1 inch or 2 off your stomach, at that point, when you roll your shoulders forward, the bar will meet your stomach, but your arms never bent 1 degree. One of the best people I've ever seen do this is Bill Carpenter, right currently the world record holder at the 242s. I watched Bill bench at the Classic, and he's very strong and has absolutely perfect form. So you need to go through these 2 different forms. I mean, with the head down, they used that in the 1970s. It's nothing new. You see a lot of foreigners, they always talk about the Japanese lifters, but Japanese lifters, long torsos and short arms. That's why they got big benches and no deadlifts. So you got to compare these things. And of course, after the guys got done working out, they did their tricep work, tricep extensions and JMs. We'll go through this later on. Lat work, and then delts, and finished up with some hammer curls. All right, well, let's get into the next workout, folks.
Let's go, man. That's great.
Go, Fred.
Go, Fred.
Come on, man.
Come on, tight. Come on.
Get it.
Squeeze, squeeze. But only for a second.
Yeah, you made like 340.
But it was like rare.
Come on, Fred.
Pull.
Hey, tight now.
Go, Fred.
Pull, Fred.
Come on. Go. Run it out of there. Run it out there. Sure. Come on. Come on, Fred. Come on, get it. Come on, Fred. Come on now.
Fred.
Here we go. Down and up.
Get it.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Let's go, man. Come on. Come on, man. Come on.
Go, man.
Let's go, man. Come on.
Come on, Matt.
Come on.
Get it. Come on, Fred.
Yeah, squeeze.
Come on, Fred.
Go, Fred. Get it, Fred. Fred.
Go, Matt.
Come on. Tight. Come on. Squeeze.
Come on, Fred.
Squeeze. Look at it.
Yeah. I feel like three here, you know. Good, man. Good one. Good. Good. 35 on. Hey, you guys got any $20 over there? How about $2?
Okay. power bar.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Let's go, Brandon.
I got all the way over here.
All right, folks, what you seen there was Matt Smith, and incidentally, Matt's total 2502 and will total more with a 683 bench, and Fred Bolt, who's done 584 and 181s and 551 as a 165. Fred's getting ready for the Bash Your Cash September 25th in Florida, and Matt's getting ready for the Show of Strength in October 8th, 9th, and 10th in Atlanta. But first they used the tricep bar. You notice the spatial bar we used. They worked up, Matt worked up to 405 pounds with a jumbo mini, and in our rack it's 110 extra. And Fred made 335 for a single, and then of course you saw him miss 365. Remember, it's max effort. Don't worry about missing. If it's so excruciatingly hard you know you can't make another, don't be a fool and try it. But go ahead and work up, and don't be afraid to miss. And then after that, they went to my freak bar. That's an internal, external spring bar. They only worked up to 225. You see how hard it is? Fred almost killed himself on that second set. And so, but it builds everything. It's internal, you squeeze it in, and external, pushing it out. It's a design I've had for a long time, and it's the only one of its kind. And I produce these bars. If anyone wants one, you can certainly buy it from Westside if you want to get a freak of a bench. And after that, they went in, they did some tricep extensions, some lat work, some upper back and rear side delts, and they were done. So let's go ahead and finish this up and see what's next on the agenda.
Everything is in that
Well, folks, first you saw the incomparable George Howard. George has held world records in the 198 pounds, still holds it currently at 683 pounds. He's been 733 world record, weighing 215, and he also held the world record shortly in the 42s at 683. Today he weighed 238 pounds, and you witnessed George work out with no shirt and did 625 pounds. It's pretty extraordinary for the day now when everyone trains with shirts. But I want people to realize Westside Barbell's got strong guys without shirts. You got to be stronger with a shirt. The gimmicks will eventually run out, and you've actually got to get strong. And for all you coaches out there that talk about strength training, you know, your football players don't wear shirts, your fighters don't wear shirts, many athletes don't wear shirts, only powerlifters. So you've got to become stronger as you become wiser with a shirt. In the second workout, you'll notice you saw Paul Keys, who's new here, but Paul's already been 755 pounds, extremely, extremely strong. Paul was the tall one. Today he made 315 and missed 415. Paul's record was 405. Now folks, that is 400 pound of band tension at the top, and he locks that out. Of course on boards that band tension is extreme. Mike Wolf, another newcomer who is extremely strong, as you can tell. Right now we're working on his technique, but yet he made 425 pounds plus 400 pounds of band. So the future's bright for Mike Wolf and Paul Keys and everyone else and Westside. And after their workouts, both George and Paul and Mike continued to work out by working their triceps. Today they did dumbbell tricep extensions. Then they did a lot of heavy rowing. They did a lot of side delt and rear delt, no front delt, and some hammer curls, and that concluded both their workouts. Later on in this tape, we will show a few sections of extra workouts, how we do the spatial exercise for triceps and lats. You'll learn that on dynamic day, you can mix and match the spatial exercises, the triceps. It could be JM, dumbbell extensions to the rear, dumbbell extensions out to the side, straight bar extensions to the throat, delt raises, cable raises, bar raises, and any assortment exercises. You must constantly switch before the body learns what you're doing. When you must never adapt to training to adapt to training. Remember that. All right, now let's look at a total overall view of what you've just seen in this tape. For instance, in the beginning of this tape, we had 8 700-pound benchers in this gym. We have 25 members, basically. As the tape concluded, we now have 10. And Mike Brown, who has just turned 19 years old, actually been 730 pounds in a meet in Dayton, Ohio, a few months ago. So that he is by far the youngest ever. We've always had the youngest ever, and this moves it down to the 19-year age. And Mike weighs approximately 295 pounds when he did that. So let's look what we got here. You've got a speed day where you train at 40 to 50% for 8 or 9 triples, basically all close grips. Maximum speed, force equals mass times acceleration. Always use bands or chains or a combination on this day to accommodate resistance. It will help the deceleration phase of a barbell. This is very, very important. Lower the weight as fast as possible, raise it as fast as possible. The optimization phase should be minimal. In plyometrics, it's 0.2 seconds when you land off the depth jump to the time you jump, or it's not plyometric. Now, although our benching is a plyometric, it is pretty much ballistic, similar to that. All right, 3 days later, you must do a max effort workout. On that day, you pick a core exercise such as a board press or a floor press or a steep incline. Work up to a max single, sometimes a triple, but we believe when it's called max effort day, that means maximal effort. It doesn't mean the method of heavy resistance where one would do maybe 3 reps of 90-95%. When I walk into the gym and I walk out, I'd like to go home thinking I got a new record. I don't care if I did 95% for 3. Who cares? No one. Get a record. Learn to defeat the weights every day. When you go to contests, you'll be able to defeat your opponents. All right? After both these workouts, you pick exercises. First for the tris. The triceps are most important. So either do JM press. You can do these for 2 or 3 weeks. You start to burn out. Maybe go to dumbbell rollbacks. Do those for 2 or 3 weeks till you burn out. And then you go to straight bar extensions to the throat, for instance, or dumbbells with elbows out. Jim Williams did a lot of these years ago. So the triceps are most important. Work the tris thoroughly. Always try to get records on both days. You will find out on max effort day that in tricep extensions, it's tough to get it because you've worn your triceps out so much with a maximum effort bench of some type. All right. Secondly, the lats are important. Second most important. So train a lot of lat exercises. You all know hundreds of lat exercises: low pulling, cable pull downs, rows. I personally chest supported rows, dumbbell rows, barbell row. I personally like the old-fashioned real rows. I think lat pull-downs is a total waste. I think chest supported rows are a total waste. It's good for building big lats, but it doesn't make you any stronger. You know, barbells move in 6 directions, and when you use a machine, they normally only move in 2, up and down. So I prefer to do just T-bar rowing, or dumbbell rowing, or barbell rowing. So, but that's up to you. Thirdly, work the side and rear delts heavily, and the upper back. That is the foundation of the bench press. So you must be very, very thick and very, very strong. When you bench press, always push the bar apart. Stretch the bar apart externally. Never push it in. That involves the pecs. The triceps, remember what I said, are the most important muscle. You want to stretch the bar. That activates the tricep first and thoroughly throughout the lift. It keeps the bar going in a straight line. When you press bars back over your feet, your elbows turn out, you have rotator problems and soft tissue tears of the pec. No one wants that. So I hope that pretty much takes care of it. We don't do too much front delt work here. The guys that do don't have very big benches. The ones that don't have large benches. Everything you do affects the front delt, so don't overtrain your delts in the front. For further review of what we do in our bench press sequence tapes, it goes into great depth describing assistant exercises as you can see them in action. In this tape, the tape would be 20 hours long if I every workout max effort we did assisted. Plus, it would be so redundant, it would probably bore you to death. So I hope this tape makes everyone a lot stronger as it has us. And good luck, and see you next time.